Hey, what's up? Welcome back, y'all. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what I would be doing right now if I was the pastor of a small church or if I was planting a church. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be breaking down 4 church growth ideas for small churches, and I'll even show you the one simple trick I used to get over 46,000 people to my website last month, coming up. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Chris Abbott, but all my friends just call me Abbo, and I have been in ministry for the last 19 years, and I've been specifically helping churches with church growth for the last 7. So what we're gonna do is I wanna kind of walk you through some of the things that I would be doing right now if I was either planning a church or if I had a small church, and kind of my top 4 ideas for what you can do at your church in order to get the word out and attract more Sunday morning visitors. And make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm gonna be sharing with you the strategy that we found at my church that got 80% of our first-time visitors to join the church within 3 weeks. So let's dive in. All right, number 1 is the Google grant. So did you know that there is a program that Google has where they will actually give you $10,000 per month in free Google AdWords just for being a church or a nonprofit? Now, this is not a scam, and this is actually what it sounds like. It's literally $10,000 a month in free Google money that you can use to share the gospel with people and invite them out to your church. Now, the only caveat is that you have to be a 501c3. So we actually put together a Google grant eligibility checker. So if you want to find out if your church is eligible to receive this, you can actually click on the link in the description below, and you can fill out a couple of questions and find out if your church is eligible to get this. But if you get approved, it's pretty incredible. So we literally send about 6,000 to 8,000 people per month to our church website using Google's money, right? It's $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year in free Google AdWords. So you can literally get straight to the top of page 1 in Google instantly by using Google's money. Now, the interesting thing about the $10,000 is that if you don't use it, you lose it. So it doesn't roll over to the next month. So if you only use $8,000 one month and you don't use the full 10,000, you don't have that 2,000 that rolls over to the next month, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. So every single month you have $10,000 in free Google AdWords. So it's in your best interest to make sure that you are maximizing that and spending the full 10,000. So if you don't have that for your church and you're interested in learning a little bit more, click on the link in the description below. Check out that eligibility checker. That way you can find out if your church is a good fit for the Google grant. All right, number 2 is SEO. Now, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and there's actually 2 types. The first one is global SEO, right? So this is basically like whenever someone goes in and they're looking for churches in China, do they end up finding your website, right? And the bottom line is we don't care about global SEO. That's for big brands like Nike and Budweiser and Coca-Cola and McDonald's, right? For us, all we care about is the second type, which is local SEO. And so that actually means the people that are searching for something in our area who are local. So if somebody goes in and types best churches in Tulsa or churches near me, right? We want to make sure to rank in Google on page 1 for those terms. Now, we talked about in the last point about how we can show up on page 1 of Google using the Google grant. The other way that we can do that is much more of an organic strategy using search engine optimization. Now, here's a little bit hack. I actually am not an SEO expert and don't want to be, right? There's a lot of caveats to that kind of stuff. I don't want to take the time to learn it. You probably don't either. So here is a great way to kind of shortcut the entire process and just start ranking for local SEO right away. A couple of years ago, I found a website called moz.com/local. Okay, and on that website, you can literally go in, it takes about 15 minutes, and you can register your church with their local SEO program, right? So I think it's about $300, and literally what they'll do is they'll take all of your information that you enter in, and they'll push it out to all the major data aggregators and all of the different search engines that control local search, right? So you don't have to figure them out. I don't have to figure them out. Moz already did, and when you fill that out, it'll basically set up and claim all of these local listings for you in all these different search engines without you having to do anything. So you fill it out once on Moz, and then they push it out to all these dozens of local search engines and local search data aggregators, which basically gonna shoot you up in the local SEO rankings overnight, right? So I actually set this up for my church about 5 years ago, and then kind of forgot about it, right? It's not really my thing, but I knew that we needed to be showing up whenever people Google us, right? Because 91% of people never go past page 1 on Google. So if you're not showing up on page 1, right, your church isn't just invisible, it basically doesn't exist, right? 91% of people are never going to go past page 1 in Google. So this is a really important thing that you can do. So it's only about $300 a year, and Moz will take care of everything. So you don't have to learn it, you can just have Moz do it for you. Okay, so I set this up for my church back in like 2016, and I recently got a text message from Google saying that over 46,000 people found my church last month in Google, and it's all because of something I set up for the church 5 years ago, right? So make sure to check out moz.com/local. Take the time to set that up for your church. All right, so before I get to my last 2 points, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We are dedicated to creating videos on practical tips and strategies to help you be more effective using social media and technology, and basically learning to speak the digital language of our current generation. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified every single time we drop a new video. All right, so number 3, Facebook ads. Now, I go in depth on this in a lot of videos, so we're not gonna go super in depth right here, but you can always check out my video, The Ultimate Guide to Facebook Ads, Part 1, if you wanna go more in depth, right? But suffice to say, the biggest thing to understand is that this isn't a boosted post, this is a Facebook ad. The difference is that whenever you go post something on your church Facebook page, and then you get a notification from Facebook that says something like, hey, this post is performing 86% better than all of your other posts, go ahead and put $20 behind it and boost it out to people, right? That's a boosted post. It's you're just paying Facebook to show that post to more people. A Facebook ad is something completely different. It actually doesn't show up on your Facebook page. It only shows up in the news feeds of people that we set up through targeting. So again, you can check out our other video and that'll walk you through how to set that up. But you basically want to send that Facebook ad out to every single person within driving distance of your church, and you want to invite them to church. This is a great way for you to get the word out, for you to not become the best kept secret in your town. And it's a great way for people to get to know you a little bit. If you do kind of like a selfie video, right, where you're just kind of walking around downtown, someplace where people can tell that you are local and that you're walking in your city, and you're just talking and just inviting people out to your church, right? They're going to know that you're local. They're going to get a chance to kind of connect with you emotionally because they're seeing you in the selfie video. And this is a great way to engage people because video is almost always going to be more engaging than a picture. Okay, and finally, number 4 is plan your visit. Now, again, we have a video if you would like to go more in depth on this as well. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Plan Your Visit, and you can check that out right over here or click on the link in the descriptions below. But basically, plan your visit is the idea of allowing someone to schedule an appointment to visit your church on Sunday, right? So when you do this, what happens is it's kind of like having a best friend waiting for you at the front door. So when people are looking to visit your church for the very first time, especially if they're unchurched or if they haven't been to church in years, it can be a really intimidating thing to show up to a church where they don't know anybody, they don't know the pastor, they don't know what the church is like, right? So plan your visit gives them an opportunity to basically have a best friend waiting for them at the front door. And then that plan your visit host, all they do is give them a tour of the building, help them get their kids checked in, make sure they meet you as the pastor, introduce them to some key staff and leaders, maybe give them a tour of the building, and then save seats for them in service, right? It's exactly what you would do if you invited your best friend to church for years and all of a sudden one Sunday they said yes, right? You'd meet them at the front door, you'd introduce them around, you'd save seats, you'd sit with them, and you just make sure they have a really smooth visit. So when we started doing this at my church here years ago, back in 2017, right, we not only increased our visitors, right, we increased our visitors by 42% in the first month, 60% in the second month, 87% in the third month, and 113% in the fourth month, right? So we were over the moon excited, right? Look at all these people that are flowing in. We're increasing our visitors. We've got tons of fresh faces all around, which is creating momentum and buzz in our current congregation. But what was really interesting to me is that we noticed that 80% of the people who went through Plan Your Visit ended up joining our church within 3 weeks. That's crazy. I don't know what your current assimilation process looks like, but for us, it was typically about 3 to 4 months to get someone to go from visiting for the first time to going through our Next Steps class and actually joining the church, right? So we went from 3 to 4 months to 3 weeks simply by implementing a Plan Your Visit option. All right, so if you like this video and you want to learn more strategies about church growth and social media, I want to encourage you to join the Church Marketers group on Facebook. So I'm an admin in that group along with Ryan Wakefield and several other people from Church Marketing University and tons of pastors and church leaders. I think there's about 12,000 of us in that group now, and it's a great place to kind of continue the conversation and talk about these types of things that we're talking about with how to reach new people. So you can click on the link in the description below and join the Church Marketers Facebook group, or you can simply go to Facebook and type in Church Marketers and apply to join the group. We'll see you soon.